Good morning and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the NA Division Key. This is not quite the elimination match between the Chaos and Swedish Canadians starting off the stream, but it is the 2-1. One of these teams will be moving on to playoffs, the other will be moving on to the do or die, is what I call it, the 2-2 bracket, where all the gatekeepers lie, Keith. And this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. My name is Strong Legs, your host as always, and this beautiful man right here is Keith, and we will be bringing you the action in a pretty jam-packed evening, actually. We have this match, we have a second one coming up here shortly as well, and it is on new, Keith.
Yeah, no, a map that both teams are pretty good on. A close match recently from Swedish Canadians against Thunder Logic. Meanwhile, Nuke's a map that Chaos might not have played lately, but a map that I feel like they're pretty comfortable on.
Yes.
In general. I think it's a map they haven't played lately on HLTV in the last 3 months, specifically because teams ban it against them. I think they just don't want to play Steel on it. Their outside control is kind of scary. The way they can wrap Heaven and get down to Secret and bait your rotates. Really good map for them. But keep in mind, Swedish Canadians are up 1-0 in this head-to-head. It was on Mirage. It was 16-14. But hey, up 1-0 nonetheless.
That gives you confidence. You kind of have to admit,
Yeah, it
right?
definitely does.
But I think Pistol Round is already underway, so we can just get this show on the road already. Players, wow, on time, advertise the stream. It must be backwards day,
Crazy.
Keith. It must be backwards day.
It's gotta be. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Swedish Canadians, there's Joel's, Austin, Swan, Battery, and Vec, right? Is his name Swan? Am I correct in that?
Yep, that's Swan. Interesting enough,
cool.
Wolfie, the European, is not making an appearance in this match. So Swan is actually just I'm not sure if he's a temporary stand-in or potential replacement. I have no idea what the context of that is, but Battery's already eliminated Steel. Trying to make his way down Vince, and along with that are 4 Chaos players now trucking non-stop into the B site, but players are already here to meet them and greet them, Keith.
Yeah, Austin, up on the rafters. Seems like Chaos don't really know what's going on. They're all clambered together, stuck, hitting each other's bodies. Not sure where these shots are coming from. Now they understand, and it's Leaf and Zeppa. One backside. Oh, Zeppa, the pull down to Joel's. How is he pulled that one off? Vec drops in towards Dark. Has the smoking kit, so he's the player to have left alive here. He's going to get on this bomb. Does Leaf spam? Does he shoot into it? Pros don't fake it. Leaf knows this. Finds him in the smoke. Chaos take a pistol in what was a absurd, crazy brawly pistol in the B site.
Ooh, okay. So this is how this game is going to start. Interestingly enough, Keith, you know, English is hard for me today, Keith, so bear with me. I might be stuttering on my words, but I will not be stuttering on my ideas. But interestingly enough, Swedish Canadians and Chaos are both teams that are improving, I feel like, every single time that we watch them, right? Obviously, Chaos has had lots of changes recently, which has played a pretty big role in that. But every single time I watch them, it seems like they're getting better and better. And same thing with Swedish Canadians, right? With their roster overhaul for this season. Now they've taken a hit in terms of replacing Wolfie. So I'll have to see how that structure holds up over time here against Chaos. But as of right now, they're bottom, pistols, armor, MP9 for Vec. They do have some utility here on hand as well. They're looking to defend on what is looking like an A explode here for Chaos.
Deal. Not expecting Joel to be close. Still best in the fight. Can he double entry? Of course he can. We'll get a reload in. Goes back to Galil. Zeppa. Somehow Vec comes up, and all of a sudden it's Austin and Swan. Heaven and Hut. It seems like Chaos is going to bail out of this A side idea. Try to go down vents. Steel may linger, wait around. He does end up catching Austin. They can even just come back up the vents if they want. But this player's a lone B planning. This gives Swan a moment for a good one-on-one. And with damage dealt, but that's about it. He may elect to just try to find the lurker, look for someone else that may be nearby, but it's going to be Chaos keeping it relatively clean. They only lose their SMGs. John G will find him here. Tried to line up the easy headshot. Clearly he's not a fan of the Galil. But Chaos still do go up 2-0. Swedish Canadians going to be another round of pistols. They kind of did like a half buy so they can justify just upgraded pistols here. We'll see Swedish Canadians justify the op come the next round. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Battery the opper? Or is it Austin?
It'll be Swan. It'll be
Swan?
Yeah,
okay. I swear I've seen Austin off in the past. Maybe I'm tripping out.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like maybe he double opped at some point, but I don't even know if that's completely true, but either way, right now it's gonna be Chaos owning the entire A site. A 5 versus 5 retake here, but to possibly happen. And all Swedish Canadians have to work with is a CZ. Not a single HP utility, no kits available. There goes the CZ. And let's just, if you're the Swedish Canadians player, you're praying that you're not gonna get farmed up by the Mac 10 right here. That's actively hunting for you. It's not like Dead by Daylight. Have you ever played that game?
Dead by Daylight. No. I know a lot of my friends enjoy it. I personally haven't, Roy, but I hear it's good time.
Yeah, you're trying to survive the killer coming after you, and that's exactly what they're trying to do with Steel, with that Mac 10. Alright, so single casualty. The Mac 10 lost for Steel. He's not going to be crying about it. No tears shed in that end. And it will be the full buy coming out here for Swedish Canadians. The round that they have been waiting for, Keith. And Vec will go with the XM. Interesting. I like me a man of culture. Okay, are going to take out the op. By the way, I'm not sure if you know, but Vanity is now the primary operator for the squad. Ever since they lost Suya.
He definitely cannot. I believe the secondary would be Steel if they're in a time of need. I think he doesn't mind picking up that. Swan will have op in hand, Roy. He, in fact, is number 3 on your minimap, just playing safe towards hell and heaven. Kind of hanging out, found a little safe passage, a little safe space. And a big point here is, can Vec and his XM go to town? Maybe blind and mullied off, but the smoke provides cover as he tries to find his bearings. A little lost for the moment, but not fully lost in the sauce as Steel will walk out. He will end up finding the vent, funny enough. He seemed like he missed it for a second there, but he finds his way down. Joel spots these players towards outside. They're going to go ahead and drop their smokes and attempt to cross a little. Well, I was going to say a little bit of damage, but definitely turned into a bit more than a little. And there goes Vanity with the bomb. He gets through. Leaf is going to have to be alert. Steel, can he enter into this site? Yes. Austin gone. Now Steel can worry about the vent rotate. The bomb can get in here. Can Chaos lock this down, Roy?
Wow, that is such a massive opener there for Steel. He had survived just a tiny little bit. The resources would have arrived. Joel's eliminates Leaf. The lurk holding down the rotates here on the outside control. And it already seems like Swedish Canadians are not really fancying their odds. They're going to hold on to these guns. They're going to hold on to their utility and kits and most of their economy and just save. But I think Steel's picked up on this fact. Oh, he's going to take someone's life here.
Ooh. Different little off angle. It's going to be the op. It is. If he can find battery.
Oh, there's a Dead by Daylight episode again.
Wow. Yeah. Just try to live, run away. The big scary man is coming. Now that you think about it, and I've thought about it, Dead by Daylight has different bosses, right? And different hunters and different kits. Steel's like obviously the same hunter every time, but yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Sometimes he has a mustache, sometimes he doesn't, you know what I mean?
That's true. Sometimes he shaves down the middle of his head, sometimes he op, sometimes he doesn't. Yeah.
You never know which version of Steel you're getting.
That's very true. The nice Canadian or the strict IGL, who knows? Now they do end up buying around it as you save the op on CT side nuke. You've hit max loss. You kind of have to almost just lean into it and full commit. An MP9 and shotgun are still very viable. Chaos looking for 5 straight on their T side. In theory, that would mean they've won 2 rifle rounds once they get to 5. Or sorry, 3 rifle rounds. As that is going to be a nade onto Joel's. He goes down to 64 really early on. And Chaos are just seemingly just defaulting and baiting utility Roy. Doing a decent job.
Yeah, this is actually something that Chaos has been doing repeatedly now in the outside control, right? They get Janji, they get maybe another player kind of around that T-red box. And they just wait. They just kind of hold. See if there's anybody pushing, anybody doing any sort of pop flash. Then from there, they decide if they want to do, garage smoke or mini smoke, or if they want to do the normal wall of smokes. Vec takes a couple shots through the smoke and gets immediately double pushed and double sprayed through the smoke. Excuse me. And as of right now, Chaos are beginning to gain space here on the heaven, and there's only 30 seconds left. So I'm starting to think that Swedish Canadians know what's happening here, but it's just a matter of can they actually stop this from happening.
Vanity is gonna try. Battery's gonna be up close and personal. Takes him down. He'll trade it. No, that was a big kill that needed to be traded. Leaf at least sneaks in through the heavens to make it a 2-on-1. 13 seconds. That Molly Heaven will secure the plant. No way Swan's gonna walk up into that one. He does in fact smoke it and look for a 1v1. Zeppa will have him. Chaos. There was a moment there where they started to panic a little bit with time, I think, and start to take some 1v1s that perhaps weren't favorable. And the Swedish Canadians attempted to capitalize on that, but a good recovery from Chaos. That outside take, as we mentioned, is oh so deadly to deal with because they're hitting you from multiple angles. They're pushing into lockers. They have the locker smoke from Spawn. Vanity's holding secret with the op from Marshmallow. Like, how do you attack that if you're Swedish Canadians? You really got to just make sure you're hanging onto utility and defaults and not dying to the hell push. It's so hard.
Yeah, and I think there needs to be like a level of communication happening, a specific level of communication happening. Battery just shot back. I think that, yeah, I was about to say, Battery shot Vec through the smoke, and that gave away his position. And Steel was like, "Hey, wait, there's somebody next to me," and he just destroyed Vec inside the fence. Jonji gets eliminated in the process towards the outside control as well. So things do even up here, but Steel's, wait, whoa, okay. Steel has been eliminated. Threat down below is dealt with.
That's getting funky. Getting a little weird. I'm gonna open the door, try to right-click the smoke. I have a feeling Zeppa owns Austin. And that's exactly what happens. He was just gonna come out, trade Leaf, wins that duel straight up, which keeps Chaos in what seems to be a comfortable place. Now Joel's has slipped through. The door is already open and Zeppa's weak. He gets good timing. As Joel's will take some damage for the exchange. Vanity and Leaf control. As double doors. Big fight for Leaf to win. Off is up next and Leaf is swinging everything, winning every fight in his sight. And he's going for more as he jumps on the rail and will find Joel. And that's the thing about Leaf. He has no fear. He does not care. And he wants every fight he can take. As Chaos will go to 6, and the Swedish Canadians' cash is in dire straits.
And that was so smart from the young gun too, right? Just send in the player who's wounded to check if the bomb is actually being defused or not, right? Just send him to the death. Vanity's full HP. Even if Leaf gets 1 or 2 shots off before he dies, that still leaves Vanity in a pretty favorable scenario. The bomb ticking down pretty low on time as well as pretty healthy overall. Now it is Swedish Canadians back on the eco. And Chaos are staring down the barrel of a potential 7-0, which is unusual. A solid performance here coming out from Chaos.
A mini take. You can kind of see as this round's going to clean up. The lobby push will not work. The take from Chaos on A site will come in. You can kind of see why Chaos are good on this map, because you know they play it in scrims quite a bit. And a lot of teams, you might go, well, Chaos don't play it on HLTV that much. 2 times the last 3 months. It's people ban it against them. And you're kind of starting to see why, right? The strong understanding from Steel's played this map for years. On utter yard control, to lobby, to just how a good default works on Nuke. And that can be hard for a lot of sides, is getting a good default that doesn't punish you. Or doesn't let you get punished, right? It's definitely a difficult system to make. As Chaos seemingly have it all on lock. Swedish Canadians, what's the answer going to be? Do you go aggressive and fight those 2 to 3 players outside? Do you try to do a lobby crunch? And then you kind of activate Chaos's protocols of pushing outside. It's a difficult balance.
I think the big thing is they got to figure out how to deal with Steel. Like going out the vents, walking outdoor. You got to deal with that. Look, Steel's just going to keep running it. Nah, he can't. He rerouted that time, but he was thinking about just continuously running it over and over and over until they have some sort of response. And Chaos keeps doing the same thing. They wait. They get to T-Red. They wait. This time Swan gets... I'm not sure if that was luck or he spotted some feet. Oh, he's spotting feet. You sneaky man.
Again, you mentioned Steel. He sneaks out Hut. Isolates 1v1 and another one, and he wins them both. That is so crazy that Steel can walk out, crack open on site, and then go ahead and get more. Austin's gonna try his best to come in through lobby, and Leaf's already come back for it. Austin gets caught I don't know if they'll expect Swan to come in through lobby with an op, but you have to imagine someone's going to go back and clear this, or at least come back and face check. Steel finds out the hard way. Leaf being close vent, it's going to be hard for an op to clear him out. I'm all for a crazy wallbang to clear that out from Swan. Having a buy time for Joel's to use a utility from heaven, like that flash, like that molly, and here comes Swan. They know Leaf is here. They'll finally clear up Zeppa. Leaf V2 finds the 1v1, trying to buy time, ducking around the corner, playing with the door as Swan taps. He's coming back with a USP, finally jumping, and he will win the fight, but time is not on his side. Chaos, 8-0.
The jumping attack from Leaf. That was
gotta keep them on their feet, right?
That one was not it, Chief. Luckily, time was in his favor. And economy is in their favor. And their round differential is in their favor. So, I think Chaos right now are pretty much set for the half. They can literally drop this entire half and it'd still be, I would still call it a good half. But I doubt that would be the case. I think they're going to break double digits here on the T side of Nuke. Something that doesn't happen very often, does it? Combat outside. 1-for-1 trade. I almost feel like it's somewhat favorable for Swedish Canadians. And now they're going to come into Swan's up here towards ramp. There's the first pick for Vanity. Swan is going to hold him through a tiny little crack. He's going to get rushed down below. He's going to fall off. He's resetting. They're going for the hunt. They're going for the chase. But Zeppa not able to finish him off.
Keep an eye on Steel as well. They chased him back to the site to cut off information. All the while, Steel just found a gap open up heaven. They hard called that Battery would push into lobby. 100% a hard call from Steel. Knowing that if he acts hard enough like we're giving chase, he'll panic and call for rotates, and that's what Battery did. The A site was also free. That Steel's going to continue to work and get a second. Swan not a chance to get back into this. Maybe a kill. Perhaps he'll be allowed to save. But that's perhaps all he can ask. And in fact, hold on. They give him 3. He's feeling it now. He thinks he has a chance. But Zeppa's off angle claims his head. The op can be retrieved if Vanity so wants it. But the pace from Chaos is kind of like a counter punch, where they're willing to take a couple blows for the map control, and so far have been punishing Swedish Canadians.
This is such an interesting pace from Chaos. It almost feels like everyone else is kind of passive, but there's always one player who's advancing much quicker than the rest of the team. Now, this time, it's John G and Steel already down below. They're in minute 25, and there's 2 players on B site right now. Austin's here to meet one of them. Does he really expect the second, though? That's the ultimate question, is do they know Steel is also down here?
Will they clear out back? Gets one. Good trade. Steel gets Austin, so seemingly they didn't know. Steel does the spam up towards the back of the silo on B site, and that's how Austin falls. It takes 2 players swinging on Steel to take him out. Now Vanity and Zeppa, they have flashes, Roy, but that is it. That's all they have at their disposal. They'll try to make the best of it, but Zeppa's in a molly and full blind. It's Vanity V3. Can he get another 1v1? He's given it. 20 HP V19. The bomb is planted in a spammable position, but Joel's is sticking. Pros, again, do not fake, as I mentioned earlier, and Chaos will finally be stopped, but man, it seemed like only luck could win them that round.
And a little preparation. I mean, they're ready. They're ready for the trade. You got to give them at least that. You got to give them some credit, Keith.
No, true. I meant luck as in the defuse, not how they got it.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I think that run was really harsh, actually, for Swedish Canadians, because although they did get the win, they really only have the AK and the 2 M4. Actually, they do have 4 M4s, excuse me. I thought the last one wasn't up for a sec. But they don't really have a lot of utility on a map like Nuke, which is extremely utility dependent, and their loss bonus is starting to get worse. So if they drop this round without saving any guns at all, we're looking at a potential 11-1 lead here for Chaos, which is an absolute disaster.
Trades towards outer yard. Will a disaster occur? If the Swedish Canadians reel this in, keep in mind, Jules is the only one with utility. Big fight for Vec in heaven. He does claim Janji, sends him all the way out. And steals back onto his site. The A site, I'd say it's his site because he has been owning it. Left, right, and center, he's been able to get great timings to sneak out. And now, through the smoke comes Jules. Perhaps not communicated that Vec was mollied off. Now he has to keep Brian to 3, and no chance. Chaos get 10. They keep 3 alive to build their always growing economy. And that was almost worst case saloon for Swedish Canadians. Little damage, not enough tractions for the guns, and the reset button has been lightly tapped.
Very lightly. But the tap's still there, Keith. Now, I'm thinking 10 rounds here on the Seaside is already, like, extremely dangerous territory for Swedish Canadians to be in. I'm thinking 11, 12 here on this Seaside, maybe even 13 if possible. That I feel like anything over 11 is pretty much death in some ways. I can see why nobody wants to play Chaos on Nuke.
It's just so hard to deal with Steel on this A site. You mentioned it. He has been just a big piece to the chessboard that Chaos are playing on. He's able to sneak out of the A site, get good timings, cut rotates, open up sites, get down to B. He has been anything Chaos need. He's been everywhere. Now this round, the pistols, kind of putting the boot to that, pushing in, taking all these fights, often with the pre-fire. They leave Vanity alone, so Swedish Canadians spin this around by capitalizing on the aggression from Chaos. They've set themselves up to catch Vanity, who, though, on the flip side, has taken this time to get down vent. He has the bomb, which goes a long way. And Swedish Canadians have no utility for this retake. So Vanity sets himself up nicely. I don't think he planned for anything specific. He's going to come back in towards double doors and loses his head to battery. So an Op AK picked up, a second round, and a chance and a hope of at least getting their 5. And I don't know what I just heard a ragdoll. Was that in the door? That sounded crazy. But definitely a chance to at least get 5 now.
Counter-terrorists win.
I don't even know how that round derailed, really. I wasn't entirely sure. So Steel was having a great time on the A side. He got one opening kill through the door that opened up some other fights happening on the outside control. Where did everyone die? Where was everyone eliminated?
A lot towards door and lobby. The pistols kind of got some good timing. The flank got through. The CT is fought quite a bit.
Well, that's one way to deal with Steel.
Just straight through the door. He was hoping to get to the corner, seemingly got slowed down and ended up going his way. And Leave finds a gap in the smoke roy to take Vec's head off. A 1-for-1 early, as look at this from Chaos. The player's already down vent. Doles is gonna try to give chase. Maybe he thought it was more than one. Maybe to him, he's like, okay, one player made noise. Must be a mistake. There has to be more than one down there. And didn't consider the fact that Chaos kind of did the sound bait. Now Vanity gets caught sleeping in towards lobby. As Austin's going to be a little snake in the grass himself. Catches Sneak coming up. Can he double in? No, Zeppa. Aware. Great crosshair placement. As we settle into another retake situation for Swedish Canadians. This time have the utility. Kits and rifles. Can they get down the vent? Can they really give themselves a chance? Can they make it to the site before they fall? Janji
Nice
takes a
double
risky fight. Yeah, double peek on top of it from Swedish Canadians. As Zeppa tucks himself in a dark corner, Roy has to find a 1v1.
That's going to be the key, isn't it? Now they know exactly where he is, so the element of surprise is no longer within his cards. He's getting Molotov out of his position. Swan is actually giving him room to breathe, but they're running P250 from Swan. And there it is, Swedish Canadians. They put a third on the board, but they are right on that edge, Keith. Every single round that they've won, they're right on that edge.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. On round 14, they finally strained Chaos's bank. So it's all into this round. 5 is now definitely on the menu. They have to hold off this ramp rush, which Chaos haven't really pulled out yet. Not this early. They've been defaulting lobby holds into this ramp rush. This time they break it out right away. Good on Austin to get 1. Vanity will flick over. The shotgun not good at that range, unfortunately. Just missing the first few pellets. It will not go his way. As Zeppa's going to just group up with his teammate. Avoid the nade. The doors are gone. The light cover is blown. And Joel's and Battery are trading appropriately. Another 2v2 for Swedish Canadians. A flash in from Joel's as he looks to come in through double doors. Leaf not blind. Easy kill for him. Swan alone. Now they know he's ramp. Leaf looks to tuck out to find the shot, and there it is. 11 for Chaos. Although they're down in AK, they just pick up that pace.
I love that Leaf went for the fight immediately before giving Swan time to realize what kind of situation he's dealing with. Just immediate back out. Nice movement there from Leaf, right? Crouching away, goes for the pop-up headshot. Really hard for Rob to deal with, considering it to hit like a tiny head before the AK hits you. And Swedish Canadians now have to fight back on what is a broken purchase here for the Swedish side. Double MP9s, a Mag 7 here for Vec, the FAMAS for Battery, Joel's on the Deagle. I don't see any kits, Keith, although Austin could have bought one.
Let him know. Let him know. Steal. Gonna find Battery. Here comes Vec. Grabs the AK, backs on up. Joel's. The French 1-2 punch is gonna find some kills. Vanity backpedaling with his Glock. We'll find that of Swan. What an awkward fight. How often do you see a T player fighting for his life in T spawn? So she has to come back and support. This lobby push is very aggressive. Rarely do you see fights like this. Now Vanny's smoking himself in spawn, calling for help. Vec does bail him out, but there's another player pushing. Here comes Joel. They expect it partially, and they do get him. Joel's, I thought he had him dead to rights, but it's 12 to 3.
Wow.
Man, what a Seaside. what a crazy like last 6 rounds too.
Oh my lord, Joel's honey. Oh lordy lord. Oh lord. Whew, all right. That's a mentally recover from that one. That was a doozy of a round. A fiesta was what I call that, Keith. But 12 to 3. I said that anything over 11 was going to be extremely dangerous territory here, and I think this pistol round will pretty much be the do or die for Canadians. Humanity on top of the high ground, charging coming in through the smoke, and it just seems like it's pure decimation here on the Swedish Canadian side. All right, Swan trying to bring things back. At least Vec gets the bomb plant, so that secures the cash flow. Wait.
Hang on a minute. He's got 2, Roy. He's going for 3. There it is. And Leaf's nowhere near to trade. Vec has tucked away while Leaf is just coming down vent now. Listen to that bomb. It's picking up. Leaf wants to try to catch Vec sleeping, but Vec is repositioned. And there's no way Leaf hard clears this. And there's no way he looks straight up. But I'm proven wrong, and he wins the fight. Leaf trying to be as quiet and sneaky as he can be, and he bests even my logic. Who clears that? Leaf does.
I mean, there's really only one place he could have went, right? He's just taking a gamble. Like, he's either going to be on top of me or on the other side or somewhere on the opposite silo position. But Leaf with the awareness. You got to love that. Such a nice try, though, from Vec. I honestly do... I feel like saving here was not an option for Swedish Canadians. I think they should have just ran with their income. I think they should have went with the fact that they got a bomb plant, went for the Galeos, went for the whatever they could buy, Mac 10s maybe, and just full sent right here on the double eco.
Not 100% full sending, but still getting the kills that they kind of need. Definitely going to need a bit more as Vanny drops down to pick up the gun that was dropped to the floor. Scout to MP9. And it leaves Austin alone. At least clears the player on site, but it's unfortunate, Roy. The bomb is kind of in solitary confinement. I don't know if Austin's going to be able to get in here. He's going to have to somehow kill Leaf while looking straight down. And yeah, just unfortunately not a chance. 14 for Chaos. The full buy will come in now from Swedish Canadians. And they're going to have to definitely keep Chaos off 15 for a little while.
Jeez. Might be one of the fastest matches we have seen. Actually, no, we had a match that ended in 30 minutes. I remember that one. It was on Dust 2, I think. They're going for the world record. Battery, nice shot. And it responds back onto Swan. The Opera eliminates the other Opera.
One and done from Steel. That angle always makes me feel uncomfortable. It's good for the first, but if the second and spacing's appropriate, typically always a one and done. Swedish Canadians now coming out just all guns blazing, winning the fights they need to, getting the trades. And all of a sudden, the bomb is planted. Now they are a little separated, lacking some HP and some players. But I don't even know if Chaos are going to like their odds here. Then again, they are up to so many rounds, you might as well. Zeppa wins the first fight. There's Beck at least close enough to get the trade frag. Leaving Vanity and Vents with it up. Already spotted that battery. Yeah, he's out. He is out of here for sure.
Battery going on the chase. Oh, they hear exactly where he is. Oh, they know exactly where he is. Get it, battery. Get it, battery. Nice. That's such an important hunt right there. Okay. A double eco after all. So they will potentially, and I say that very lightly, get the 14-6. But I still feel like this is almost... It'd have to be like a miraculous performance from Swedish Canadians to even find ourselves at a winning condition or an overtime condition. Zeppa just deleted 2 players outside. Now they have an op to work with. Now they have an AK-47 to work with. And can Swedish Canadians put themselves in a good enough position that they can fight back on a man advantage retake right here? Leaf goes flying up the ladder, maybe a little bit too soon, and gives away the advantage. And Janji gets angled out in the corner of the smoke.
Wow. Seems like the Seaside energies are strong thus far for both sides. Gonna need a couple more convincing rifle rounds before I am sold and all. But, hey, see how it goes. Also, the model that, who's using? The model that I believe Joel is using. I don't know why, but it gives me big Bioshock vibes, Roy.
I can see that. I get more Far Cry vibes personally.
Oh, right, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, fair. Into this one, though. Just Zeus's are the only things Chaos have going for them. I say that like they'll have much chance of pulling this off, but hey, if the Zeus's can close the gap, maybe get 1 AK, snowball that to some more.
Oh, they all have Zeus's. Not all, but some of them.
Leaf and Zeppa, yeah.
I like this. Nothing like Zeus's to shock your world. A little Zeus bait and switch between Zeppa and Leaf.
Not bad. One, keeping it clean. And you know what? For the damage dealt for what they put into it, Roy, that's kind of scary. Swedish Canadians are definitely going to be a little upset that the players lost, but hey, it's a tally on the board. It's a line in their column. And the Chaos buy is not as strong as perhaps they were hoping themselves. Vanity going for a scout. Only 2 M4s, a FAMAS, a lack of some firepower, but Janji towards outer yard, working together with Vanity to tag the player who's trying to cross very quick, hoping it would go unspotted. And now with losing that outside pressure, Swedish Canadians, I feel like they're either forced into some sort of A fight that they don't want, or coming towards ramp. And I don't know if they're going to like either of these. as perhaps they're kind of banking on that player getting down towards lower, seeing what he can do. This nade from Leaf will be great. It lands right on Swan's feet. And they're almost forced into ramp here, Roy. I don't know if they like this.
Oh, the Molotov will float. I was going to say, that's either going to force them back or forward, but it forces them all back. The time is not a problem yet. But as soon as they show their presence, it's going to give away their intent. Leaf is still in a pretty strong position. You just got to let him out. Leaf catches one. Swan actually does find the trade. Zeppo eliminates one as well. So the advantage is maintained for Chaos. But Joel, he's down the vents here. Bomb needs to be recovered. It's on top of the ladder.
Oh, he blinded himself.
What is happening?
He full blinded himself. Shanji can't shoot him, though. He missed his shots down the vent. Swan is stuck at door with an op. Probably the worst place you can be. Shanji's running through a molly down to 30. They don't know they're close to each other. This is madness. As Joel smoke flashed himself out, got the bomb. Does he find Zepp on top of it? It shouldn't happen. It can't. And now Joel just goes back up. What is going on?
Why do they have that? You have an M4.
What is going on? What is happening? Put that USP down. Reload that M4. Relax. Leaf comes in from heaven and gets them both. What am I watching?
What the actual hell is going on? Also, do you know that you know the saying "hard as hell"? It's actually hard as hail. And I just found that out today at the age of 28.
Hard as hail, eh?
Not hell. Hail.
Hail, yeah. I guess the issue with that saying is not a lot of people in the world experience hail. So perhaps they're just like, hail's boring, doesn't exist. Now hell, I bet that's tough. So I feel like that's probably how that happened, Roy. But,
Can we go back?
Yeah.
I just wanted to break the craziness that was that round for a second. But Jesus, that was a fiesta and a half.
Oh. Might get weird towards here. Ramp for Leaf. Spots the bomb. Hasn't taken any damage, but has no head armor, so... Or it's not that it would matter. There's AKs. Never mind. Brain fart. As Leaf is going to be able to back up. Bomb dropped towards ramp. Leaf wants to keep aggressing, Roy. Kind of posted on by both Swedish players, but they look away. They look away, and the kills come in.
That's a GG. 16-6. What a performance, though. I mean, a part of me wants to say that Steel really stepped up in this game, right? Obviously, Leaf and everyone else was kind of doing their thing. You know, they secured rounds. Leaf secured a pistol. Leaf secured several clutches, actually. But what was most interesting to me is kind of the early wind that Steel got his team on the T side, right? Where he's like constantly down the vents, constantly pressuring outdoor, lurking out hut, getting like double entries on the A site, which is like one of the hardest sites to just do that on. Like that, that feels like madness. That feels like something that should definitely not be happening. But it takes a very special kind of mind and a special kind of awareness that it allows you to put yourselves in favorable scenarios when you're pulling these kind of plays. But congratulations to Chaos for being, I think, the 4th team, maybe 5th team to qualify for playoffs here for Season 4 in North American Division at the least. Congratulations to them. Swedish Canadians, they are now pushed to the gatekeeper score, Keith. The 2-2, the do or die next week. I'm very curious to see how that will play out. And of course, it is really unfortunate that they're not playing with Wolfie, their main operator, their starter.
Yeah.
But I mean, Swan did a fantastic job. He stepped up. He filled that role beautifully as best as he could, no doubt about it. But that is all that we have for this storyline, and we will be moving on to our next storyline between RBG and Thunder Logic, 2 teams that are in the 2-1 pool as well. So one of these teams will be joining Chaos in playoffs, and it's coming up in about 15 minutes or so, everyone. So if you're in here right now and you have enjoyed the content, please do follow our socials: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are everywhere, baby, here to provide you guys content and update you on a daily basis as well. And of course, follow this beautiful man, me down here below, and our producer observer Melanie, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Do not go anywhere and enjoy the music. I think we have Sub Rosa playing music for us today.